What's up, ladies and gents? I've just recently finished listening to David Goggins' biography titled Can't Hurt Me, and it's made me reflect on a few things in my life. If you don't know who David Goggins is, I would suggest you actually Google him. He's tough as nails, an ex-Navy SEAL, an ultra-marathon runner, and an overall badass. Whether you agree with everything he says or not, after hearing his story, you must admit that he has come a long way from where he was, the things he's been through, and as he likes to put it, he stopped himself from becoming yet another statistic. I thought I would share some highlights and questions which, if you answer yourself honestly, do have the potential of changing your life immensely. That is of course not going to happen from one moment to the next like that. However, over time you will see big improvements. How do you know, you may ask, as you have only read the book now, Victor? Well, some of these questions I have come across before and answered, and I can say from my own perspective, my own experience, that they have changed my life profoundly. And the remainder of the questions, well, I'm going to use David Goggins' life as an example that these questions do actually make a difference. Just to mention that some of these questions get very deep, and they are meant to. They are not there for your comfort, and in order to actually progress and become a better version of yourself, you need to answer these questions honestly. So without further ado, let's get right into the 5 questions. Number 1. What bad hand were you dealt in life? So these could be any obstacles that you were faced with from the moment you were brought into this world or as you were growing up. This could be anything from having a fear of big crowds and developing a stutter, or maybe being a victim of racism or some kind of bullying or discrimination as you were growing up. Now, don't leave anything out of this. This isn't going to be a comfortable question to some of you, but you want to be as honest as you can. You want to reflect on these matters because sometimes it is the past that is holding us down from becoming better. And when it comes to this as well, you do want to look at the things you were able to overcome so you can see a little bit of positivity from this specific question. Number 2, what obstacles are you facing now? So as opposed to the previous question, this is obstacles that are in your life at this very moment. So it could be anything to do with yourself, with another person, any material matters, or anything whatsoever, internal or external, that is stopping you from becoming a better version of yourself. Number 3, who doubts you in your life? So this is about owning your competition, anyone who doubts you. And don't get it wrong, this isn't to belittle anyone else and make yourself seem like the better person just because you feel they're less. It's not at all. What it is taking that doubt that someone else has for you and using that as a motivation. What you're going to do is outline anyone in your life. This could be family members who doubt you. It could be an ex-coworker who thinks, okay, you leaving the company and starting your own business is just BS. Or anyone whatsoever. It could be competition who just doesn't believe in your product. It could be an investor who decided, you know what, your product is shite. I don't believe in it. You want to list every single person, every single thing that you would see as competition, as something that is doubting you. This is about proving to them, but most importantly to yourself, that someone's doubt is not necessarily the end it all. It's actually something that can motivate you. And if you prove to yourself that you can overcome someone else's doubt, then man, you're going to be able to do anything you want in life. Number 4, what is your cookie jar? The cookie jar metaphor is a great example of a collection of all your past achievements. This is the collection you're going to tap into when you start doubting yourself when you're doing something. So it will remind you of the times when you were probably doubting yourself at that time, but you decided not to give in to that doubt and actually keep pushing forward, and you've achieved an amazing feat of strength or intellect. But do remember, when it comes to the cookie jar, you do obviously want to refill it with new cookies, meaning achievements. You do want to tap into it and eat a few cookies at a time, to gain more motivation. But you do not want to keep eating all the damn cookies because then there'll be no more cookies in a jar. Number 5, what would being uncommon amongst uncommon look like? It is easy to stand out amongst average Joes and Karens, but when it comes to being a total badass amongst badasses, well, that's not such an easy thing to do. The nasty truth is that most people are average. They're going to go through life without accomplishing much because of fear. And now, you're obviously not an average person, so for you, it will be somewhat easy to stand out from that specific average person. However, how do you become the baddest of them all? How do you compare when it comes to the people that are really doing something with their life? As an example, if you are a marathon runner, that's great, you're already doing very, very well. But how do you become the best marathon runner in your local area, or in the country, or even in the world? That is a thing you must answer. What would, to you, being uncommon amongst uncommon look like? Everyone's version of this is going to be different because everyone has different goals, different things that they enjoy doing in their life. I hope these questions help you just as much as they have and continue to help me. Remember, they are not there to judge you. The first step to making a change is acceptance of your current situation. The next step is to make an actionable plan, and the last step is to actually execute on that plan. So these questions are exactly for that specific reason. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you have any questions that you usually answer in your life, or if any of these questions have helped you, then please leave a comment down below. And if you're enjoying these videos so far, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. I will see you next week. Peace and love.